Hi everybody, this is Noelle from Petitti's, and we are doing a what's in store for October. I can't believe it, but we're here, and it's actually we've had a series of beautiful days. So fall, it doesn't feel like fall just yet, but we all know it's coming. And just remember that fall is a fantastic time to plant, so don't stop gardening. Keep on putting plants in your garden. This time of year is great. You've got warm soil temperatures, you've got cooler night temperatures that help the plants de-stress after you're transplanting and moving them around. And you also typically have more rainfall in the fall, so we don't have to irrigate as often. So just keep that in mind. Still a great time to plant. And I'm standing in elderberry or sambucus, and these are ornamental types of elderberry, although the black ones, they do produce berries that are edible, but they're great for color at this time of year when you're kind of looking through the landscape and thinking, I need something else besides just green in the landscape. Try some of the elderberries, and again, their foliage color and texture is always really nice, kind of ferny, cut leaf. Sometimes when I look at them, I think they look like a smaller version of a Japanese maple at times. So yeah, if you're into that and you like that color and texture, absolutely. We've got lemony lace down here. Again, just beautiful chartreuse color, very ferny foliage. Black tower is here. This is like perfect for Halloween. I love this color, this purple, but you're gonna see that more upright columnar growth out of black tower. Right beside it, this is actually gold tower, so a little bit more, I should say larger, just a bigger plant with gold tower. And then this is black lace, and you might not even see it, but it is really airy and wispy, and I just absolutely love it. So again, look for those colors and textures. Taylor was kind of stuck in the arborvitaes, so we do still have lots of arborvitaes, folks, if you're looking for nice natural screens, privacy, all those types of things, maybe even a little coverage for your, your birds in the winter time. Emerald greens are here. They're very dense and beautiful, but I wanted to show you really quick. Taylor, if you can pan over here. See that yellowing on the inside? That's very natural for arborvitaes. You're gonna see them kind of yellow at this time of year and drop their interior leaves. So don't be alarmed by that. We've had some dry days and things, but that leaf drop is very natural, and they'll just shed on the inside, okay? Now, Western arborvitae are a little bit different, and you can tell not quite as dense as like the emerald greens that you see out there, but the Western arborvitae, they do shed a little bit, but not as much as you'll see. So again, look for that with the arbs. The Western arbs are gonna be your deer-resistant arborvitae, so do look for Spring Grove. There's plenty. Green Giant is very popular, but those are gonna be the deer-resistant types, and they have a different look to them, but again, great natural screen, privacy fence, all those good things, okay? And then we are gonna walk by, and I had to show you this beautiful fall color here. And I know I've talked about this before, but this is your tiger eyes sumac. And the one on the far side is just approaching that color, and so through the growing season you do see it more lemony lime, if you will, with kind of a bright stem through the middle, kind of pinky peachy. But look at it when fall color hits, right? So you're gonna start to get all those fiery oranges and reds there. I absolutely love it. Smoke bushes are looking really great. Velveteeny is really nice. Dark leaf during the growing season, really pretty kind of pinky red margin on the edges, but their fall color is more like this. That's your typical purple leaf smoke bush, where you're going to get a little bit more of the reds and the burgundies out of it, okay? So pay attention to these guys. Again, good deer resistance, really neat plants. Remember, smoke bush can get very large if you let them grow, tree-like, but Velveteeny is a more compact variety. So depending on what you're looking for in the landscape, And if you don't want them to get tree legs, just make sure that you're pruning, okay? So that's a really good thing to remember. And then look at this buckthorn, okay? This is really not a new one out there, but fine line has been improved. You've got a little bit thicker foliage, very, very nice habit. And again, that straight columnar habit. Sometimes we just need a plant that can fit a small spot, give us a little bit of upright coverage, and boy, they are absolutely gorgeous near entryways and kind of down colonnades, those types of areas. Really, really wonderful. So those are beautiful right now. And then Taylor, as I'm walking this way, you can see in the background all of the panicle hydrangeas. And the panicle hydrangeas at this time of year, oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. Everything's busting out. Most of the time you're going to have your start where the buds will open up to kind of those creamy conical blossoms. And then by this time of year in October, they tend to get that blush or even red. So look for firelight, look for quick fire. Those are really going to have more of a deeper, I shouldn't say red again, but a deeper rosy pink color to them. And if you appreciate that kind of that color change through the season, that might be a great plant for you. Again, panicle hydrangeas, we have some varieties that are 2 foot tall all the way to 8 foot tall. 8 foot tall. And then we do have tree types as well. Pinky Winky, we've got a lot of Pinky Winky trees. They're looking beautiful, nice and tight, compact with those flowers coming out. So we'll show you those too. But lots of hydrangeas still blooming and just looking beautiful. Spirea out here, I think we kind of panned through the spirea last time, but again, they're going through their fall coloring, and spirea, they change all through the season. Very easy care shrub for sunny areas. Again, you've got probably our second or third flush of flowering on these plants. They're a great pollinator plant. So if you just need a colorful little mound out there in a sunny spot in the garden, try spirea. They're fantastic. We're standing amongst the maples. So if you are looking for an outstanding shade tree in the yard, there's plenty of varieties to choose from. Right here next to me, this beautiful red leaf variety is actually Red Blaze, right? Did I say that right, Taylor? Oh my gosh. So I'm going to look at it again. Autumn Blaze. I was thinking autumn foliage. Oh. Anyway, so this is Autumn Blaze. And Autumn Blaze is a Freemanni type of maple. So if you ever hear of Freeman maple or Freemanni, Acer Freemannii, what it is it's actually a cross between a silver maple and a red maple, okay? Now you think, oh gosh, silver maple, and it's not what you think. The silver maple is in that hybrid variety for the strength of that tree and the vigorousness and the fast growth rate. The red part of this maple is really for the red show and the beautiful fall color that it is. So they work very, very well together. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't a little tree. You're still looking at a good 50 foot tall, probably 35, 40 feet wide. So we're talking big shade tree. But if you have an open space and you need something that has gorgeous fall color, you'll love this plant. It's really a great grower, and again, establishes very, very quickly. The other one here is just starting, and this is October Glory. This is a red maple, okay? Foliage is a little bit smaller, but when you look at red maples, they usually have those red stems on them, green foliage. It's just starting to turn, and what's cool about October Glory is that it will turn all the colors. So you will have the reds, the yellows, the oranges. Again, it's a large maple, so we're still talking, 50 by 40, let's say, but beautiful coloration. So it just kind of depends what you prefer as far as your shade trees, but maples, great plants. We're looking at the Zelkova. Now, Zelkova, this variety in particular is called green vase, and it's got this very beautiful upright vase-shaped habit. You'll see the canopy, it goes up. So it's really pretty as a street tree. And I'll tell you, Zelkovas are very reminiscent of kind of the elms that we used to grow a lot. But these plants are very, very hardy, very strong, can tolerate pollution. And so they make a great city or urban tree, but they work very, very well out in the suburban landscape as well. So look for Zelkova, normally just a bright green leaf, but look at the copper colors that are coming out of it right now. And again, just right now, just gorgeous. I can't say enough about this plant, but good plant. Now, this tree is big. Again, this is a large tree. So again, when I said elms before, so you're talking 60 foot or higher, so a little bit bigger than some of the maples we mentioned before. Spread is not as big as some of the maples just because of that vase-shaped habit, more upright. But again, keep that in mind if you're looking for an outstanding tree, very easy, very few issues, really nice. We're still in the trees, everybody, and so I wanted to show you a little bit more of some plant material that you thought I missed out on spring, and I didn't think I could plant it during the growing season. We still have lots of weeping cherries available. So if that's something that you're looking for, that beautiful umbrella or waterfall shape or habit out in the garden, great specimen trees, look for these. There's double weeping pink. There's snow fountains. So snow fountains is the white weeping cherry. So again, if you're looking for that, now is a great time to plant them. And this guy, I wanted Taylor to kind of show you the purple leaf. This is thundercloud. This is a flowering plum, not a fruiting, but a flowering type. Beautiful burgundy foliage, almost deep dark purple, but you get the burgundy, orange, and yellow colors of fall. And it hasn't even started changing yet. So it's coming, it's definitely coming, but really great tree. These trees are a little bit shorter. If you're looking for some colorful foliage, but you need something a little bit more compact, you're looking at 25 foot tall, about 15 foot wide. Okay, so a little bit smaller than some of the others that we were talking about earlier with the maples and the Zelkova. Definitely a little bit smaller in the landscape. And then I wanted to show you cherry again, snow fountains here. And they'll have a yellow color, or I should say a golden color for the fall, no problem. So they're just starting to turn. But then over on this side, I wanted to show you, this is a weeping pussy willow. So like I said, you can already see, look at these buds. These are ready to go for next spring on this plant. But if you're looking for something that has that kind of weeping habit to it, the weeping pussy willows, they're called pendula, Salix pendula. They really are a beautiful plant. Again, more of that golden color when they really start to change into their fall show. But beautiful, and the habit is so gorgeous. Many tiers of those weeping branches, so I really enjoy that. And then last one here, this is a clump serviceberry. If you've ever heard of serviceberry or amelanchier. We love these plants. They're native to Ohio, grow really well. Flower in the spring, white flowers, produce some berries for the birds as well during the summer. Really pretty fall show, and it's just getting started. But again, you'll see all the colors on serviceberry, the yellows, the oranges, the reds. And then their bark, as they get a little bit older, their bark has a nice kind of texture to it. It's sort of gray and striated, and it's really pretty. So do check out the serviceberries as well. More fall trees, and my gosh, there's some really gorgeous varieties out there of redbuds, folks. If you are looking for again, a smaller tree, small to medium, the upright forms they have this rounded canopy. They're really gorgeous. The redbuds here. And so I'm going to have Taylor pan over. These redbuds are Merlot. They're called Merlot. They have that dark leaf. The leaf is enormous. I'm going to sneak over. The leaf is really big. Okay. A little bit bigger than forest pansy. Forest pansy is another redbud variety that has that dark purple coloration. Both of these, the Merlot and the forest pansy, they produce those violet purple blooms in spring. So again, if you were looking for spring color and you just missed out because we didn't have all these varieties in the springtime, we've got them now in the fall. And again, great time to plant them. But you get your spring coloration, you get beautiful foliage color and texture throughout the growing season. They tend to yellow, golden yellow in the fall for their fall colors before those leaves drop, but they are gorgeous, gorgeous plants. I was talking about like canopy size. So again, probably 15 to 20 foot and 15 to 20 foot wide canopy wise, because they're very, very rounded in the canopy. Some of them might be a little bit smaller, like Rising Sun is a little bit smaller as far as canopy is concerned, just by like 5 feet or so. So let's say 15 by 15. But you can see Rising Sun, and Rising Sun again has those kind of citrus colors to it. It's got the very bright apple green, it goes to lime, it goes to lemon, and then it goes to kind of a tangerine color. So it's really beautiful. It has that kind of variation as it goes. And then you can look up here. These are the weeping varieties, and this is Golden Falls up here. And Golden Falls, you can tell, is really, the coloration is starting to really kind of lighten up, and again, it will go to yellow. But with the weeping varieties, you're really only looking at no more than 10 foot tall, and usually they don't even get there. Width is usually about, I'd say about 8 to 10 feet as well. With the golden. So again, lots of varieties. And if you didn't notice, they're kind of placed throughout the hydrangeas here. And most of these are, well, this is Let's Dance Can Do. And we kind of showed you this one last year. I remember talking about it. But Let's Dance Can Do, Let's Dance varieties of hydrangeas, again, are repeat blooming hydrangeas. Bloom on old wood, bloom on new wood. This is actually a serrata variety, so it's a Japanese mountain hydrangea. It is more cold tolerant than some of the other mophead hydrangeas that are out there. Lace cap flowers, and as I look over these hydrangea, there are still tons of buds that are coming out, so it just keeps on blooming, blooming, blooming. The other interesting thing about it is you've got red stems, you have dark burgundy foliage, almost that dark purple, and then they're very pointed and they sort of curl a little bit, so it gives them a little bit different interest out in the landscape compared to some of the mophead hydrangeas. And again, as you look and pan over these mophead hydrangeas, standard mophead, so that's Macrophylla, but look at how green they are, and the foliage is sort of open. It'll start to get maybe a little bit of burgundy or red, hues to it. But very, very different animal, I guess. So again, they're related, but that Let's Dance Can Do, I think, is really, really cool. It just is nonstop. It is a really, really cool plant. Again, today kind of the theme is, again, it's a great time to plant. Fall is an excellent time to plant. But if you've missed out on some of those spring flowering favorites, let's do it now. Get them in the ground now. And azaleas, rhododendrons, there are plenty to be had if you're looking for new color, spring color, evergreen, especially in shadier areas. They'd really like part shade to shade, so 4 to 6 hours or 4 hours and less. That's where they do best. Well-drained soils, acidic soils. Look for your azaleas and rhododendrons. And I think we have maybe 3 different varieties of PJM rhododendrons. They are a small leaf rhododendron with beautiful foliage and flowering color, but the PJMs are some of the earliest to bloom, but very, very reliable. So if you've never tried a PJM and you've always wanted to try the rhododendron or the azalea family, it's a really, really great plant. So check those out. And then right behind me, one last last Redbud. Look at the flamethrower. So we had some of these last year, flamethrower Redbuds. They're gorgeous, and this is the coloration throughout the growing season. So they have the reds and the ambers and the kind of those yellow colors to them. And just beautiful upright Redbuds. Again, purple flowering or violet flowering in the springtime, and then fall foliage, or excuse me, year-round, I shouldn't say year-round, growing season foliage color, awesome. We're in the perennial section, and I wanted to show you perennial sunflower. This is actually a willow leaf sunflower. Sunflowers, as you know, and I tell you all a lot, sunflowers are a great family for any of the composite family or daisy-like family are always going to be great for pollinators. So this is a really nice late blooming variety. It's called autumn gold, but nice and compact, very beautiful, smaller sunflower-like flowers, but really, really great out there. And it goes well with all of your late bloomers. So you might have some Joe Pye weed out there. You might have some coneflowers that are still, you know, blooming and doing really nicely. The sedum family, of course, the asters, of course. So do keep in mind, there's a perennial sunflower out there. Isn't that awesome? So you can grow those year round. And then the grasses. I wanted to mention that, you know, as you pan down this way, Taylor, oh my gosh, there's so many wonderful grasses that are going to give you a lot of texture, of course, fall and winter interest. Now is the time to come because you can tell the full growth habit of the grasses, and for the most part, they are blooming. They really have all kind of sent up their inflorescences. And so you'll kind of see your true habit that'll be out in the landscape, which is really, really nice and helpful if you're looking for certain sizes and shapes and so forth. So that's something to keep in mind as well. They look gorgeous right now at this time of year. So we're in the perennial department. Thank you, Stella. Beautiful runways. She always has great suggestions as far as what plants go well together. And I love, again, chocolate Joe Pye weed. We've got a resting honeybee right there. He's just kind of sleeping still. Plenty of bumblebees kind of around, but check out your Joe Pye weeds. And then coming down in here, this is Coreopsis red satin. Coreopsis is just one of those perennial plants that just goes and goes and flowers and flowers and flowers until it can't anymore, basically until it gets too cold. So look for this deep, rich red. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's paired with this coral bell, and this coral bell is called Marmalade. And Marmalade, what we love about it, and Taylor was just commenting about it, is that the texture of it, it's way more curly than some of the other coral bells out there. So that makes it even more interesting. And the coloration of it is golden, amber, and then you can see more of the purple undersides on the leaf. So it really has a beautiful color out there in the landscape and does really, really well. You can couple it with the Coreopsis. You can plant it in a shadier spot and couple it with maybe turtlehead chelone or one of those late bloomers, toad lily out there, and that would work really, really well. See, and there's a bumble on there. He's ready to go. Now, this is another Coreopsis. This is an uptick Coreopsis, and I forget, I think it's golden bronze. But look at, again, plenty of bees on here, but look at how bright and sunny those flowers are. So again, if you're looking for long-lasting, deer-resistant pollinator plants that you have a sunny spot for, try the Coreopsis family. I really, it rarely disappoints, does very, very well in our area. And uptick here is right with this kind of blue-green foliage, and this is all Nepeta or catmint. And the foliage is absolutely wonderful, aromatic and so forth, but the flowering is that kind of periwinkle blue. And as I have Taylor walk this way a little bit, you can see some of the flowers that are left over. And so this plant, it performs throughout the season. It just kind of keeps on going, pushes out several bloom cycles, and you can enjoy them all throughout the season. And here we go. We've got another orange Coreopsis here. This is Cruisin' Broad Street. I never remember that one, but Cruisin' Broad Street, beautiful orange, kind of a russet orange, but again, looks gorgeous with the grasses, looks gorgeous with that blue Nepeta. Can't beat it. We're standing by the fall mums. So remember, get your fall mums in the ground as soon as possible this month. You want to get them established. You want to get them in there and get rooted. Probably it takes about 6 to 8 weeks. So get them in the ground as soon as you can. We have lots of fall colors still left. The mums, the ornamental peppers, the cabbage and kales. For your pots, as you're changing out and popping out some of the old tired annuals and things, you can of course fill them up with a lot of fall color. There's still plenty of time to do that. Don't forget your pumpkins, of course, and also great selection. Now is a great time to select those bulbs so you can get them planted for spring color too. So don't forget your bulbs at this time of year, and don't forget your birds at this time of year too. If you haven't really filled the bird feeders throughout the growing season, not a problem. There's plenty of natural food sources out there. But in October, we start to think about we need to get prepped and ready for the winter songbird. So don't forget your feathered friends.